Hello world, happy Friday. Today is Friday in my country, Cameroon, and I love to say Funky Friday. My name is Maria Abanga, aka Maria Abanga Global, and I am a psychotherapist, motivational speaker, lawyer, mother, every other woman, chiming in from Douala, Cameroon. Okay, so Fridays, keeping it real, and just continuing on the subject of inner child work, which I looked at on Tuesday, asking us what we thought about it, and if we've ever given it a try, or if we think that it is worth it, right? And I mentioned the book I was starting titled Homecoming. So what I want to do today is just kind of share my reading experience with this book, sort of. At the same time, kind of make a case for this work, because sometimes we might think, oh, well, that was a long time ago. I don't want to unearth some kind of experiences. I don't want to remember things. You always remember things. You just don't want to make it official that you are remembering things, but it plays out in your thoughts, in your words, in your action. You are bitter about something, you are bitter about something. You are bitter about a relationship or somebody, you are bitter about them. It can even be a parent, and so your relationship is never going to be the same. But nobody might just talk about it, but you know what they call open secrets in some circles. Like, yeah, we know that he abused his daughter, but we know that, yes, but no, don't talk about it. Wash dirty linen in public. No, don't do that. And so you stay with this, you suffer with it, it trashes you in and out, and then affects your life right up to your own relationship. And so your children also pick it up from you, that no, you live a shallow life. Whatever happens, you don't say it, and you might even take it out on them, your anger, your rage. You beat them up the same way you were beaten, although you have said, I don't want to be anything like my parent, I'm never going to beat my child. But you realize that when you start beating, you take pleasure in beating. It kind of releases some pent up negative emotions in you. And some people actually take it out on themselves. They self-harm. They hit their heads against the wall. They talk very badly to themselves. They judge themselves. They criticize themselves. All of that is that inner child, the wounded inner child. Some people behave like that child actually, but then they just stay there. So you see maybe a 50-year-old, a 40-year-old, maybe still sucking their finger in secret now, because they don't want people to see them sucking their finger in public, right? Eating cereal like myself. I do that in public though, but some other people are going to do that in hiding, because after all, cereal is for babies. But I love it, and I mean, let me take care of my inner child. I don't eat it as much as I used to eat before, but I still do once in a while. It's my comfort food. So why not? Why do I eat cereal? Because I didn't have enough as a kid. I loved it so much, but it was so portioned out, and I promised myself when I will have my money, I will buy my cereal and eat it all I want. So now that I can afford cereal, I buy it and I eat it. But not every time, but I do that. So that is the kind of thing that the author John Bradshaw is talking about in his book, Homecoming, Reclaiming and Healing Your Inner Child. Now, you cannot heal what is not wounded. You can't take a leg, or your hand, your head, anything to the hospital and say, please, I think I need a band-aid, you need to clean it up. What is there? There has to be a wound. So reclaiming means that, well, you've lost it. And why have you lost it? Well, yes, your primary relationship, your first relationship with your caregiver, your mother especially, because, well, you came from her womb, right? umbilical cord was cut, and she is the first person, human being you ever knew, right inside the womb. You were communicating or picking up cues from her, how to behave, how to cry, how to, and so if you cry and she comes, fine, okay, there's security in bonding with my mom. It's okay, she's not going to shout at me, she's going to change my diaper, she's going to breastfeed me, she's going to, but if that relationship is not there, you cry and they leave you to cry and cry and cry forever, or even beat you up and say shut up, and they don't change your diaper for 6-8 hours, and gradually you lose your identity. You don't even know who you are, because you are completely dependent on her, and the signals are just so mixed, and maybe even outright rejecting, or you have one who doesn't allow you to take any decision on your own, to do anything on your own from day 1 to day 20 to day 40. They engulf you. They are always willing to help you. As a child, well, you like that, but growing up, come on now, you want to do things on your own, venture, play and break your hand, and then yes, now you learn and stuff like that. But no, you might have had this mom or this dad who would not let you do anything, or they would even kind of like embarrass you when you try by saying, oh, poor thing, do you think you can really do that? Oh, come on, you're so dull. I just hope that you will be able to have a 9 average or 10 average and stuff like that. And no matter how hard you try, it's not good. You take the first position first, yes, but why couldn't you have an A in all your subjects? You have an A, yeah, well, but last time your A was 16 average, this time is 15. You have even 17. Oh, yeah, well, what do you want to prove? Some people have A plus. So it's a constant, and so that's the message your brain picks up, and the brain is developing, and whatever message it is picking up, it is registering it, and it is becoming the core message. And then when you now get into a difficult situation, the cortex stops to rationalize, reason. So you go back there to the primitive brain, which had those first messages recorded. Nobody trusts me, nobody wants to help me, nobody thinks I'm good enough, so I have to protect myself, I have to fake it, I have to downgrade other people, I have to talk back to other people the way I was spoken to, I have to manipulate people to get my way, I have to show off if I have my money, I don't care if I'm handsome or I'm not handsome, now that I have my money, who will tell me what, and so you flash it. But deep inside you, you are lonely, you are bored, you are scared, you are still frustrated, and all of those things. So that person that's inside you, that's like that, is your inner child, and your inner child is of course wounded. So you have to reclaim that child by doing what? Having a relationship with that child, being authentic, being vulnerable, whether with a therapist or on your own, after reading some self-help books or joining a support group. You have to, or else you're going to be moving around with it and thinking that the world owes you one. And then when you see somebody who either didn't have that kind of traumatic childhood or has done their work and are now happy and dancing and all of those things, why you take it out on them? What do they want to show? Look at me, trouble. They're pretending. Oh yeah, you're projecting your pretense on them, and stuff like that. They're just full of amazement. Life is good, lovely, and gratitude and everything, and you are like, this is not possible. Some people even go as far as poisoning these other people, people who have a positive attitude. It doesn't mean that they didn't go through stuff in their childhood. It just means that they are where they are now. They've probably done their own inner child work. I did mine, as I said last time. I even got an award for the story I wrote, and I meant it. And since 2013, I told myself, okay, enough. No more faking, no more parallel lives, no more ignoring the baby in you. Take care of her, just keep being her. And that's why I'm just like, I don't want to be taken too seriously. I don't want to live like, that's our lawyers or what, all those things. No, I am just mad to my core. Okay, all the other roles I play or I carry the titles and everything, yeah, well, but I am mad to my core. So I just want to encourage us to keep it real. The people who subscribe, I don't think that they subscribe out of compassion or out of empathy, sympathy for me. I think that they find worry, whatever they pick up from here. And so, wow, that's good. And whoever watches too, just views and stuff. I'm not keen on trying to monetize and push people to subscribe and interact and all of those things, because I'm like, whatever works for somebody, just do. Although I say subscribe, but if people don't, well, I'm not going to bother anybody, because I don't know anybody's journey. I don't know everybody's journey. I don't know where people are. I don't know what they're going through. Nothing. So I just want to be putting things out here to kind of like just add value, kind of like just inspire, motivate, encourage people to be real, to kind of like look into the mirror. Don't be afraid of looking into the mirror. Tell yourself what you want to tell yourself. Sometimes, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Talk to yourself, encourage yourself, affirm yourself, validate yourself. Like, who is going to do that for you? Who knows you better than you? I was watching something, and people were, I think some couples, they were like talking about wondering if marriage was necessary. And when they asked the women why they got married to the men and why they even stuck around, because they didn't just meet and get married. So many of them, 3 couples actually, each of them dated for a while, for years, before they got married eventually. So, and in the process, well, all of the men, they kind of like were, going around and stuff. And then, well, so it was roller coaster, but the women stuck with them. And so the women said because they had invested emotionally, they didn't want to lose out on their investments and stuff like that. And they saw potential in the men and stuff. None of the men gave any answer I can talk about here. I mean, frankly speaking, when I watch some of those things, I'm always like, okay, well, so yeah, all of us can become masochists, all of us can become narcissists, all of us can become anything. So I'm like, well, woman, if you go investing so much in somebody or in a relationship, when the relationship you have with yourself, when in your own self you don't invest, you don't take the time to really discover your own self, know who you are, and to heal and honor this person, and to just love this person unconditionally, and to be the best you can be for your own self. You are there investing in some prospect of relationship, somebody, because you see potential in them. I hope you have that potential in yourself. You see it in yourself. You are nurturing yourself too. If not, it's going to be like there's so much insecurity, and if it's not marriage, nothing can validate you. If it's not that person, then nobody. If not, seriously, well, you hang around with somebody for 8 years, they're in, they're out, one foot in, one foot out, as one person said, and then, well, they end up marrying you, and then for some time, you are still like, they did you a big favor, and it's really like, I'm like, okay. So, let me call it that. Today is Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Think about reclaiming and healing your inner child. And, if you need help, you need professional help. I work online and offline, offline meaning in my office, online virtually. And I really think that I have very affordable rates as compared to the services I offered and to what is available in the market. And so maybe you want to just book a session and see how it goes before deciding on whether you're putting in the work on your own or you're continuing with the help of myself or whoever, stuff like that. But let me leave you with this, what we say in Pidgin: any man try best. Like, to each their own, right? Okay, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Until next week, Tuesday, probably on this channel. But everything relationships in detail will be on my other channel. I think I'm going to put the link here. If you want to also follow me there, you can follow me there. Well, I am yours, Maria Abanga. Thank you, and God bless us all.